So hello everyone, this is Kushal Sarkar from Fodu Club, and in today's video let's quickly analyze both the shifts of 29th May. Now BitSat again has surprised us. How we will talk about that in the video. But before that, last 3 days were very unexpected. बहुत सारी चीज़ें हुई, बहुत सारी technical difficulties हुई. Exam center में there were a lot of delays. There are discrepancies related to the answer key. Plus, no matter whichever test series you were a part of, we have talked with so many students. Many students have a drastic 100 to 150 marks difference in their actual paper. Now if you go and see any resource available on the internet for BitSat, you will find very standard, easy questions, conceptual questions, theory based questions, and that's how all the materials are being designed, because that's how BitSat has been from so many years. Now why this has happened this year? There are many reasons. The very first reason is definitely the level of paper has increased in terms of weirdness of the questions. The questions are very random from different topics and the syllabus which are not often considered as a part of BitSat. And the second thing is there are printing mistakes, grammatical mistakes and technical difficulties in the paper. The third thing is server issues in many centers, due to which exam is getting delayed and due to which students' temperament is getting affected, due to which they are scoring lesser than what they used to score. So it is a combination of all of these things. Before moving ahead, it is very important for us as a company to see what we can do best and how we can help you ahead. So we have done everything from our side. We have contacted all the BITS professors, officials, whoever we know, and conveyed all the difficulties and challenges students are facing this year, and we have tried our level best so that they can come up with a solution for all these things. The second and the most important thing that we are doing at a rocket speed that no other platform is doing is updating our mock tests for second attempt based on the reviews received from the first attempt. Now it's time to prepare for the worst for the second attempt. So based on the data received of these memory based questions, the type of weirdness, randomness in terms of weightage and difficulty, we are updating all the mock tests. By updating, we don't mean that all the questions will be changed, because the mocks and questions are already very relevant, but we are making changes wherever necessary and adding more randomness and weirdness to the papers so that you can be better ready for the second attempt. Other than this, whichever mock test will be releasing, those 5 extra mock tests which are still left for crash course and test series students, plus the mini test series that we will be launching, it will be completely based on the reviews received from the first attempt. We'll replicate the same thing in the upcoming mocks so that you can be prepared according to the first attempt. You are ready to tackle the second attempt. So that is a very important update on what we are doing. Most of the people are just complaining or are silent, but we are not like that. We have always stood with you and we will stand with you till the end. That's the promise. So starting with the analysis of 29th May shift 1. Now, as I told you, BitSat has again surprised you. Earlier in the last 3 days, it surprised you with weirdness and so much of randomness, but again it has surprised you with a standard paper like BitSat. So today's both the shifts were very standard paper of BitSat, जैसा हर साल आता है, and mostly students who have done well in the mock tests have scored very good marks in today's paper. 300 plus was pretty much achievable if you had a good prep. Overall the paper was balanced, standard BitSat level and very easy. Talking about physics, it was again easy to moderate. Electromagnetism से multiple questions आए थे. Mechanics and ray optics plus AC से भी कुछ questions आए थे. Many questions were theory based, as we always suggest, and you'll find those kind of questions in the mock test also. Easily high accuracy and speed के साथ you should have nailed the physics section. It was super easy and up to BitSat level. Talking about chemistry, again it was easy NCERT based but a bit challenging. Students had concerns regarding the answer key, because many students are saying that when they answered the question they seemed easy and doable, but at the end when they submitted they got a lot of negative marks. So there might be discrepancies in the answer key, but again there might be, there might not be, because BitSat questions are tricky, right? And when you mark the question you feel yeah this is very easy and I have marked it correct, but what happens many times is that you have marked the answer incorrectly. So both of the scenarios are possible. Since a lot of students are saying this, I am telling this to you all. So again, inorganic chemistry हैवी आया था, सॉल्ट एनालिसिस जैसे जो ट्रेंड आ रहा है सॉल्ट एनालिसिस से क्वेश्चंस आए थे, पोटेशियम सुपर ऑक्साइड रिएक्शन, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉन्फ़िगरेशन इन पर ऑक्साइड्स, ऑर्गेनिक केमिस्ट्री से फैक्ट बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस बहुत पूछे गए थे। एज वी ऑलवेज से ना, एनसीईआरटी की एक एक इन्फॉर्मेशन याद कर लो, बिकॉज अ लॉट ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स से फैक्ट बेस्ड क्वेश्चन, और विल दिस कम इन बिटसैट, बट या फैक्ट बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस हैव कम अप इन टुडेज फर्स्ट शिफ्ट। फिजिकल केमिस्ट्री अगेन नो सरप्राइज, काइनेटिक्स के काफी क्वेश्चंस आ रहे, सो अगेन 2-3 क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम दिस। Again, yesterday's same question I think got repeated of mitosis, biology का question. Again, there is a crossover in chemistry section. Overall inorganic, organic heavy, fact based. If you read NCERT properly, made proper notes and remembered all the facts and reactions, then chemistry section was also pretty doable. But अगर facts याद नहीं था, definitely you are going to get confused and end up losing your marks. Maths was again very easy, very similar to mocks, but it was a bit lengthy, that's all. easy था but lengthy था. Calculus की बात करें तो integration से total 4 questions students are reporting, then again differential equations के 4 questions, algebra से linear programming के 3 to 4 questions. So you can just see through integration, differential equation and linear programming, 12 questions from just these 3 chapters. That's how random BitSat is. And that's how rewarding BitSat can be if these 3 chapters are your strong points. Especially LPP should be an easy peasy chapters where definitely you should gain marks. Other than this, there were questions from matrices and determinants. Also statistics and probability. Surprisingly, statistics के a lot of questions are coming up in this year's BitSat. वेरिएंस के 2 क्वेश्चंस थे, मीन डेविएशन का 1 क्वेश्चन था, देन देयर वर क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम प्रोबेबिलिटी, फंक्शंस, डेरिवेटिव्स, सर्कल्स एंड ट्रिग्नोमेट्री से भी अराउंड 3 क्वेश्चंस थे. सो ट्रिग्नोमेट्री भी अलग से बिटसैट इज आस्किंग, दिस इज अ पॉइंट टू बी नोटेड. So maths में conceptual clarity was needed, paper was easy, but the only thing was it was lengthy, so you needed proper time management, otherwise you would have end up losing your marks. Talking about English and LR के कुछ questions were tricky, but overall English and LR were pretty doable, similar to that of mock test. There wasn't much difference. Now I'll tell you a very important lesson that you should keep in your mind, right? So from the past 3 days, students were really scared. Those of you who had exams today and those of you who have their exams tomorrow, and because of which you had a perception that okay, I'm also going to get a tough paper, right? But we were constantly telling you that in BitSat anything can happen, but a lot of students thought that paper was going to be difficult, and that's why they panicked, and because of an easy paper also they couldn't do well. And talking about the second type of students who got very overconfident, seeing an easy paper because of which they made a lot of silly mistakes, ended up losing a lot of marks. So this is a lesson you should learn. You should be always neutral, so that इधर भी एक्सट्रीम में मत जाओ, उधर भी एक्सट्रीम में मत जाओ. ऑलवेज मेंटेन अ न्यूट्रल स्टांस एंड गो गिव द एग्जाम इन अ काम, इन अ कूल, इन अ ओपन माइंडसेट. सो इस पेपर के डिफिकल्ट पॉइंट्स की बात करें, सो इट वाज ओनली केमिस्ट्रीज फैक्ट हैवी वियर्ड क्वेश्चंस. एलआर के देयर वेर की डिस्क्रिपेंसीज, एंड ओवरऑल पेपर में ही स्टूडेंट्स आर टेलिंग दैट there might be answer key discrepancies. Other than this, the third thing was time pressure in maths. Other than these 3 points, ऐसा कुछ भी रीजन नहीं था जिसके वजह से तुम्हारा पेपर अच्छा ना गया हो, right? Now let's talk about shift 2. Overall reactions are थोड़े से mixed, but जितना we have talked with students, paper was on a simple side only. Some questions were of JEE advanced level. 2-3 questions students are saying. अब 2-3 क्वेश्चन आ जाता तो बच्चे क्या है ना, हाइप करने लगते हो, JEE advanced क्वेश्चन आ गया, JEE advanced क्वेश्चन आ गया. Focus on the other 25-28 questions that are there ना. Why are you bothering about those? Biology में 1-2 क्वेश्चन आ जा रहे तो students are saying 1-2 क्वेश्चन biology के क्यों आ गए? अरे आ गए तो आ गए. It is for everyone, right? Focus on the other questions which are there. So again, if you were conceptually strong na, if you had prepared properly, physics section was pretty manageable. Theory based, again a lot of questions were asked. Conceptual questions, as we always say theoretical questions come in BitSat. So prepare for the theoretical questions of physics. So except for the few questions, physics paper was really manageable. Let's come to chemistry. Chemistry was organic heavy. A lot of questions were from organic chemistry, different reaction mechanisms plus fact based questions. A lot of organic reactions were tested. So again organic chemistry, again इस साल का ट्रेंड है. लास्ट ईयर बिल्कुल नहीं था, इस साल ऑर्गेनिक केमिस्ट्री बहुत ज्यादा आ गया. So clearly a trend that is being followed. Now seeing this trend, you will say that a lot of people will say that, and a lot of people will assume कि okay organic आ रहा है, अब second attempt में भी ऐसा होगा. But that's not necessary. If BitSat will want, it will give 1 or 2 questions of organic chemistry in the second attempt. this can happen too. So you have to be ready for that as well. Physical chemistry के again there were very less questions. Inorganic salt analysis, P block and electrochemistry जैसा हो रहा है, that was the trend. Talking about mathematics similar to that of shift 1, again it was easy but lengthy, pretty much standard paper, pretty doable, कुछ भी ऐसा extra कुछ भी नहीं था, pretty much doable but थोड़ा सा lengthy था, time management required थी. Otherwise if you see the trend, it's pretty similar. Differential equations again 3 to 4 questions, definite integral, indefinite integral 2 questions, algebra, linear programming 3 to 4 questions, matrices, determinants, 3D geometry multiple questions, straight line, hyperbola कभी एक question आया था, then statistics again the same thing is repeating, variance, mean deviation, probability के भी questions काफ़ी ज़्यादा repeat हो रहे हैं. LR English फिर कोई change देखने को नहीं मिला. LR and English are pretty standards. Again few questions of LR being tricky, and in few questions there are answer key discrepancies as students are reporting. For some questions students are saying that no options were correct, so they ended up wasting a lot of time. So things like these have increased this year, and a lot of students are reporting these kind of issues. So overall if I say, today's paper was pretty much doable, pretty much standard paper, very similar to the standard mock tests that you give, and score कहीं ना कहीं plus minus 15-20 marks के range में you should have got. अगर नहीं आया, definitely there is some issue in the paper or there is issue or blunder from your side. So analyze properly. सिर्फ justification के लिए ये मत बोलो कि answer key was wrong. I'm not saying answer key was not wrong, but I'm saying that genuinely ask yourself whether or not you messed up or there was a genuine problem in the paper and the answer keys and other technical difficulties, right? अगर अपने आप को सच नहीं बोलोगे, so you won't be able to improve in the second attempt and खुद को ही बेवकूफ बना रहे होगे तुम. So again saying, after first attempt take a break of 1 or 2 days and then get back to studying for the second attempt. Learn from your mistakes. थोड़ा बहुत definitely pattern will get followed. Work on your weak topics and work on those topics which are being repeated in BITSAT. Other than this, as we already say, we are doing everything we can, especially updating all the mock tests, plus the new mock tests that will be released will be based on the first attempt ke reviews of different shifts. There have been a lot of students in the past years who did not score very well in the first attempt but ended up doing very well in the second attempt. There are really countless examples. You can do it too. Just don't give up. It's a matter of next 20 days. If you are consistent, if you work on your weak areas, you'll definitely do very well. So जैसा भी पेपर गया, definitely tell us in the comments whatever difficulties, technical difficulties or any kind of difficulties that you might have faced. Do let us know in the comments below. Wish you all the very best and साथ में फोड़ेंगे.